Hey guys, David here, BreezeFlippers. I thought I'd talk to you a little bit while I was doing some work. I told you guys a while back that eBay lost all my photos somehow, and they did. Haven't really figured out, no one ever figured out what was going on with it. So, so I had to go back and take a bunch of photos over again, and unfortunately these were comics, and comics, because of having to put them in the bag, take them out of the bag and everything else, they take a little bit of work. So I thought, well, you know what? I'm sitting here. I might as well talk to you guys a little bit, let you know what's going on. This week has been a week. I didn't get all the videos done that I normally get, and that's just because we talked about it before. Sometimes, guys, life just gets in the way, y'all. And we've had one of those life weeks. Work has just been a beast. I've been working late nights, and just because we work off a deadline. So as a developer, we get these requests, and then the requests have to come in. There's a certain amount of time that we have to get them done. I do Salesforce development, in case no one knew that. And unfortunately, sometimes we have people in our in our organization that don't know how to say no. And so they think they got to go and make everybody happy, and they're going to say yes to everything. So there's a little lesson in there, guys. We don't always have to say yes to everything. It just drives you nuts. So we had all these stories, and we have deadlines, and the deadline is February the 5th. So, and in order to be able to hit that deadline, technically I have to have everything that I'm developing in by Monday, this Monday, tomorrow. So I ended up working late, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And, it was a full day. So, I mean, literally from 6 in the morning till, 7 or 8 at night, it's just been a long weekend, a long week. I did take the weekend off. I said I was not going to work it. But, I've just been trying to get stuff caught up. Then you got to add in Sherry, who won't be on the video today when I do the final video. I'm going to do another video. So this is going to be 2 different videos, guys. So this is kind of a blog style, but Sherry won't be on it. She had to have some surgery on Thursday to remove some melanoma. Public service announcement. If you live in a sunny area like Florida, always make sure you cover your entire body with sunscreen. She did get something on her back that was melanoma, and it was not spreading kind, so I don't know what you call that. Somebody could probably tell me that. Anyway, they had to take it out. So she's got a 3-inch maybe cut on the back with stitches, and so she's been kind of out of it. She's probably not going to be on the video today when we show what sold. There's not much that sold. I'm going to give you a little hint. But she's not feeling up to it. So anyway, so I'll be doing that by myself, but I've had to take care of her. And then on Friday, I had to take care of my mother-in-law and do some stuff there too. She's having a shot for hip for stuff. And it's been a week. This week, I also did a podcast with the Finders Flippers Resell podcast. And I also did a new segment that I'm going to be doing. So if you guys want to watch out for it, it's called the Flippin' Truth is what we're calling it. And Wes and I from the Finders Flippers Resell podcast. So Wes is also known as the Slim Flipper online. We all have cool names, right? Anyway, so Wes and I are going to do a little segment every week. It's going to be a short, sweet segment, somewhere between 15, no more than 30 minutes. And we're just going to talk about real reseller topics and try to keep it to that. And, a lot of times on podcasts, we have a lot of fun. People have fun on podcasts, and we like to talk about a lot of different things, and sometimes you talk about meals, sometimes you talk about what's going on, sometimes you have fun. But a lot of times, a lot of people just want to hear reselling content. They want to know what's going on with your reselling business. What are you doing different that's different than everybody else? How are you succeeding? How are you not succeeding? What are the things you're doing that you're messing up? What are the things you're doing that you're doing right? That's a lot. So anyway, so that's what we're going to do. And we're going to do that weekly. We're probably going to start the channel, because I think I've already got the channel set up. It's just called The Flipping Truth. So you'll be able to look it up with Wes and David. So we'll get that out to you guys and make sure, but it'll be collaborated with my channel and his channel. So we'll be on those. But, it's just something, obviously, we're not doing it because we're expecting to make money on it, guys. We're doing it because it helps us too. It's a good time for us to talk. And it gives me an outlet of someone else to talk to about reselling, besides all you guys, which I love doing. I get a lot of great comments, guys. We got a lot of comments. And I appreciate every single one of them. Susan, Jacob, all you guys that leave me comments. Ken, I mean, I'm thinking of all these names that are coming in my head, but all of y'all that do. One of these days, I'll just start going through and reading comments. We were really close to 1,000. When we hit 1K, I've got some books to give away up here. And we're going to do some giveaways, and we're going to have fun with it, guys. I mean, this is why I'm doing it. I'm not doing it because, obviously, at this point, it is not a money maker for me. It is more so just an avenue for me to talk to people and to maybe get some things off my mind, or to kind of talk about some things. It just helps me, and maybe it helps you too. So if you want to see what I'm doing, I'll try to turn this down here a little bit and see you guys see it. I don't know if you can. This camera, I'm still getting used to it, guys. It's not going to let me. So what I got to do is turn off the face tracking, and I'll show you. So this is my workbench, just so you see it. I'm taking pictures of comics right now. So comics are the hardest thing sometimes because, just the way we do it. Now, I used to have these lights up here, and you can see up top, I have these lights that are underneath, but I can't turn these on. What I found out after I put these lights on was that the sync on these lights on the LEDs were off with the camera, and it would put a shadow, like a vertical bar shadows in the picture, so I couldn't do it. So I had to order another set of lights, these little tiny ones that are in between here. And I was like, well, those weren't enough because they actually synced. And then I ended up putting these on. So actually these work great. They are perfect for what I'm using it for. And so it does take good pictures, and I get decent photos. So so I'm just going to stick with it. I mean, that's what it is. So, I mean, it's good. I got to figure out the gimbal on this thing. Anyway, I need to get a hold of ADH Dave and Carrie, because they use the same exact camera that I'm using right now, the Osmo 3 Pocket. And it's a great little camera, and I like it, but I got to get used to using it. So anyway, so I'm at this point right now retaking photos of the ones that were lost on eBay, and it's not hard. On some of these comics that I'm taking pictures of right now, they're all The Walking Dead. I got a great pickup off of Dibdit. Again, Dibdit, DIBDIT.com. Use BreezeFlippers so you can get $5 off your first $10 purchase. But I picked these up off of Dibdit for a really good rate, and I've been selling them. But for some reason or another, these all were the ones that lost the pictures. Now, I'm not correlating this to anything, but I will tell you that all of these were ones I did with List Perfectly. And I don't List Easier. Sorry, not List Perfectly. List Perfectly is a totally different thing, but List Easier. List Easier, the AI. And listen, I have nothing but good things to say about the AI system because it worked really well. But there were some things that I didn't like about what it did with comics. Now, if they ever fix that, because I have a prompt that I use for comics that works really well for me. But if they ever fix that, I would probably go back to it. But oddly enough, these were all done they were all done with that. And I don't know if that has anything to do with the pictures getting lost. I couldn't tell you. And I wouldn't want to speculate that, but it just seems odd, right? So I don't know if that was what caused it or not, but that's exactly what happened. So anyway, it could be just a coincidence too. And that's what I think, but again, I got to retake them. So, and for most of the comics, I usually don't take a lot. Now on the newer comics like these are in such good shape. I don't have to take as much detail photos. But one of the things that always drives me nuts on comics when I'm buying them online or if I'm looking at them on eBay, a lot of people just take a front picture and a back picture. If your camera's good, you can kind of scroll in and look at stuff. But I like to point out stuff, so I always make sure that, if it has a bad corner on it, or if it has a ripple in it, or if it has any kind of a defect that I think that brings it down a grade, I want to make sure that I show that and I don't gloss over it, right? Because that's that's part of the whole thing with making sure you don't get an INAD or you get something where I am not an expert grader by any means on comics, but I know enough to at least take decent pictures to do what I need to do. So So that's what I'm doing today, guys. I'm just kind of sitting here, and I thought, you know what? I'm sitting here. I'm going to talk to you guys while I'm doing these comics and rephotographing them. And I actually have a bunch of stuff to do. I did go sourcing yesterday. Garage sales were abysmal. It's just not that time of the year. Everybody's concerned about the storms that we're getting. Okay, so we aren't getting the snow down here, okay? Y'all in the Midwest, if you're in the Midwest, God bless you. I hope y'all are okay. It is bad. My daughter right now is up in Ohio visiting a friend, and they had it planned, and they got 14 inches of snow already in Ohio, and they're getting more. So, man, I'm telling you, it is. I remember what it's like, guys. I used to live in the Midwest, and I remember exactly what it's like. It's not fun. Last year in Pensacola, we actually got 8 inches of snow. It was cool. It was fun for a day, and then after that day, we're like, okay, we're ready for it to go, because I moved to Florida to get away from snow. That was the main reason we moved down here. We did not like to be cold. And since I've gotten here, I've loved it. But we do get some winter. But we do have weather coming today. And I think maybe some people with the garage sales were all thinking, because at first they were saying, oh, it's supposed to rain yesterday. And then they said, oh, it's supposed to rain, tonight. Excuse me. Sorry about that. Let's see if I can edit that out. So anyway, there's so many garage sales. And then a couple that I went to, they were showing on Facebook. This just drives me nuts. They were on Facebook as today. They had yesterday 124. It said 124 starting sharply at 8 o'clock. I'm like, okay, cool. I get up there. One of them was supposed to be this big multi-family sale to benefit a baseball, not a team, but the what they do up there, I guess, whatever. Anyway, so it was supposed to be like big multi-family sale, and I got up there and there was nobody. And I was like, and I mean, it was way up there. I mean, it was 15 miles away from where I'm at. So I'm like, I got up there, and after that one, and then there was another one that there was a no-show, and I said, you know what? I'm done. So I went to the flea market, and we do have a decent flea market. It's called T&W. I say it's decent. I mean, it's not probably like some of the ones that are in South Florida that I've seen some of those guys going to. But it is a nice flea market, and there are some decent vendors and stuff there. But what I like about it there is that there are a lot of people that just set up and do, like a garage sale. So that's kind of one of the nice things about it, which is a lot of flea markets, right? I suppose a majority of them maybe are like that, where the people go in and they're doing like a, it's just a garage sale. It's an easy place to have a garage sale. So I went in there, and I started going through the booths and the different things, and just looking, and I wasn't finding much. There's a lot of vendors there that do like import stuff, so like I just want to say it looks like they got it from Temu, or they got it from what's the other one that you used to be able to get it from? I don't know. Anyway, like they've ordered in a whole bunch of stuff, and it's just stuff that I don't need, or it's like, near expired grocery stuff. But every once in a while you come across a booth and you go, oh, hey, there's something good here. Well, I walked up to this one, and sure enough, he had a box of Wii games, an entire box of Xbox One games, and an entire box of Blu-rays. And the Blu-rays had a bunch of really good Blu-rays, and a lot of them were sealed. A lot of DC comic cartoons, which I have sold in the past and done very well with. And a lot of just like action stuff. And it was some good stuff that I would enjoy myself if I was going to enjoy it. So, anyway, I went up there, and I started talking to him. And apparently he had just sold 3 boxes of games. And I'm guessing they must have probably been Xbox, PS3 or PS2 or something. Because the guy was there and had just bought them. And so anyway, still had those left. So I was talking to him. He's a real nice guy. And I said, where'd you get all this? And he goes, he buys out storage units. So I said, oh, is this something you do for a career or a living? Or he's like, no, he's retired and he just does it for fun. He goes, I just do it for fun. I'm like, well, that's cool. He goes, I got this unit though. It had baseball cards. It had trading cards, like non-sports trading cards. It had comics. none that I wanted, but it had some comics. Mostly it was Marvel, the history of Marvel kind of comics, and those don't do that great. And so, but he had those games, and he says, I got a lot more. And I said, well, how many more do you have? And he's like, he goes, well, I got a bunch more. And he goes, that guy that was just there before me that bought all the other games, he goes, he's going to come in and buy some from me. And I go, look, I'm interested in buying them. I go, what do you want to do on all 3 of these boxes? And then he had a box of trading cards that were non-sports. So they were Marvel, some DC, some really old stuff like 93 Masterpiece, 94 Masterpiece from Marvel, some really cool ones. And so I said, well, what do you want to do for all of these? And he's like, so the cards were separate. I said for the games, and he comes back and he goes, I probably would do like $2 a piece. And he's counting them all up, and I was like, okay. So I said, well, just give me a number. And he said, I'll do them all 3 boxes for $250. And I'm like, so I'm sitting there, you know, I did the old pause a little bit and kind of thought, and I'm like, I go, that's not bad. I go, it's not bad. I go, you know, and I'm like, well, I tell you what, I'll do all 3 for $225. And he's like, okay, deal. And I was like, okay. So anyway, ended up being 196 units. So I count things by units. That's the way I do it. So I look at my buy cost as saying, okay, I paid $1.14 per unit. So $1.14 for DVDs, $1.14 for all Xbox One games. About 10 of them were sealed. Some of them were good. Some of them will be $10, $15 games individually. Some of those I could probably do $30 for a set. Because there's like a run. I will do okay on them. So I will do okay on them. The Blu-rays, I'll sell the ones that I can put together as a group or as setup, you know, like a set of 3. I'll probably do well on those. So I think I'll make my money back off of what I do on eBay. And then the rest of them, I'm going to do auctions. I'm going to do a dibbed auction and sell those back. But he's going to call me on hopefully the first of the week. He's not far from me. So I'm going to go and hopefully buy what he has left, because he says he still has a lot more Blu-ray and stuff. And I'm really only interested in the Blu-rays. I don't really care so much about the DVDs, right? I mean, that's, I don't know. You guys tell me. Do you guys buy DVDs? I try not to just buy DVDs. It seems like these days everybody wants Blu-ray. So, but we have done very, very well with our Blu-ray auctions, with our media auctions. So we've done really well with that. And I still have some that I can put in there. So we'll probably do a media auction here coming up in a few weeks, because I'll wait and see if I can get any more from him. And then we'll kind of go from there, you know, and try to do some more. So anyway, that turned out to be pretty good. I did buy the box of cards from him, and I'm going to say there's probably, well, Sherry is sitting on the couch right now, and she's actually going through and putting them in, not top loaders, but penny sleeves. So I'm going to guess there's about 200 cards in there, maybe 250. So, and some of them I looked up would sell for $1 or $2 or $3. I'm not going to sell them on eBay, guys. I don't want to sell stuff that cheap. I've never really been into selling that kind of stuff, but I probably will put them on Dibbed cards and just kind of put some out there and start trying to build that up a little bit. I'd really like to start doing cards. I like non-sports cards. I shouldn't say I'm not a big sports fan, because I am a big sports fan. I mean, I do like sports, right? I love college football, you know, and I watch hockey because I love hockey. I used to manage an ice arena at Iowa State University, so I've been around hockey a lot. Actually played a little bit of goalie, not great, but I played. And had fun at it. So mainly I was just a target to shoot pucks at. But but at that time I was a pretty big guy, and I covered a lot of net. It's much bigger than I am now. So I think that was why they always wanted me as goalie. So it's kind of hard to shoot past me. But I do like those kind of sports. And there are some things I would probably get. And honestly, in my closet right now, I probably have 1,000 sports cards that I've picked up here and there and everywhere, because I thought I was going to try to do it. I just can't seem to get into it. So I'm probably going to just put a bunch of groups together and try to sell those off for cheap, because I don't really care. But those are such a low amount. You got to prioritize. You know, I have to put the more expensive stuff out right now, the stuff that's going to make more money. So I've got a bunch of that I got to get listed. So all those video games and the Blu-rays and all those that I'm not going to sell in the auction, I got to get those done. that's going to be the next big thing to kind of work on. But and I'll probably work on those today, well, after I get done talking to you guys. So, but anyway, well, what's going on in the reselling world? Well, I will tell you guys, I don't know. Anybody else tell me, has it been busy? Has it been slow for you? I mean, what's it been like? Because this week has been slow. Now, I have sent out, I probably sent out 150 offers, and a couple of them have come back, but it has just been slow. I mean, like nothing is selling. And so I don't know. I mean, and I'm listing every day. I'm doing all the things that we always all talk about to say, keep your store active, keep cleaning up, preen out the stuff that's sitting there for a long time, you know, keeping that kind of moving and everything. But it has just been slow. And I mean, it just may be the fact that it's tax time. I think that's part of it. There's a lot of stuff going on, obviously, in the world. People are just kind of, maybe they're being a little bit safety minded, you know, trying to hold back some stuff, or, you know, trying to figure out how much are they going to owe for taxes or not owe for taxes, or what are they going to get back. So I don't know what the whole thing is right now, but honestly, it's slow. So we've got maybe right now, just going out this weekend, I think there's about 4 sales, and I'll cover those later in the what sold video this week, but just not much. So I'm hoping that it picks up. Like I said, I've sent out a bunch of offers, so we'll see. But this week, everybody did get an email from eBay, and I've heard some people talking about it. I heard some people, you know, I've heard some just rumblings about it. So you got an email that basically said they were updating their terms and conditions, which, listen, this is what every corporation does. They update terms and conditions. You're a guest on their site. So whether we like it or not, you know, they own it. eBay owns it. They're the ones that are doing it. And we have to abide by their rules. So every once in a while, they're going to go and update their rules, which that's what they've done. So they've gone and updated their rules. And one of the things they basically updated was their rules on artificial intelligence, AI. And I think a lot of people saw this, and maybe some of them were saying, well, are they banning AI or they're not using it? But really what it boils down to is that they are preventing AI from scraping their site, right? So if you have an AI tool that scrapes, and scraping meaning it goes in and basically does like a massive search and pulls in data and takes the data and pulls it down to their LLM or their large language model or their AI system, and it takes their data. And so eBay owns that data, no matter how you look at it. You're a guest there, they own that data, and they can do whatever they want with their data. That's their data. If you're going in and scraping that data and pulling it off, and what I mean by scraping is a lot of them are scraping pricing. Like here, for this item sold for this amount, this item selling for this amount, this is how many items are out there. So there's a lot of scraping going on that could be going on with a lot of these bigger AI models. And that's what they're preventing. It really isn't, they're not saying anything about using AI for listing. I mean, eBay uses their own AI. They have AI too, they're using it. So they're not preventing AI from being used. They're just preventing AI from stealing their data. And that's really what it boils down to. So that's what the whole thing, if you read through it, that's what the whole thing was about. It was just saying that, hey, you can use AI for tools, for listings, for listing enhancements, for all these different things. But what you cannot do is scrape our site and pull down this data and information. Now, if you're using ChatGPT to go in and create a listing and you have it looking at it and saying how much is this item selling for, you're probably going to be okay. But because you're not doing it on a large scale, you're doing it on a one item thing, right? Because when I do it with AI, I do the same thing. I just say, what's the going value for this? And it'll just tell me. But I'm not going in wholesale scraping the site for like 100, things at one time. And that's what they're trying to say. And also, they're trying to prevent from the data from being sold, right? Because they don't want to sell it. Because you could scrape a site and sell that data too. And there are companies that may do that. So anyway, so that's all they're doing. They're just protecting their data, and they're protecting their users to make sure that we're getting the benefit that we need. Because what happens is a lot of these things, when these AI systems start scraping sites, it is a drain on the system, believe it or not. I mean, it will use up a lot of bandwidth, and it takes up and can affect searches and everything else that goes on searching. So I think it's important. I think it's good what they're doing. I don't think there's any issue with it. They're just protecting their data and protecting everything. And the other stuff that was in that agreement was about arbitration and all that. But I thought it was pretty cool at the very end of what they basically said. It said, if you agree with this, great. If you don't, you can have all your stuff off by the end of the month or first part of February, which I thought, wow, okay, cool. So like it or leave. I mean, that's the bottom line. So, and I think that's probably normal for any business, but the way they had put it was just, to me, it was like, wow, okay, straight up. So anyway, so that's kind of what's going on in the resale world. I don't know, guys. What did you think about it? Did it even faze you? Did you even see the email? The other thing that I got that this week was interesting was I got an update basically saying, hey, we're on your side and we're helping you build your reputation. And I thought that was kind of funny because what they were talking about was the automated feedback. And there are a lot of good comments, and there were users that, eBay users that had said, hey, this is a great thing. And I don't disagree with it. I think it is a great thing. Because I don't know about you guys, but I would say my feedback left to the number of items I've sold is probably about 30, 40%. I mean, maybe 50%, if that. It's probably not even 50%. That we don't get feedback typically from a lot of users that buy. And so the automated feedback says, hey, you did everything right. There was no issues with this order that was reported. So we're going to leave automated feedback as positive. So it does help you build your feedback rating. There's no question about it. And, as long as you're providing good service, it's good. So, and then, a user does have the ability, I don't know if anybody knows this, but you do, if you buy something, you have 60 days to come back and leave feedback. So even if the automated feedback is left, that buyer can come back up to 60 days and leave feedback. So it's still, I mean, they still have it. So, but again, like I said, a lot of people don't leave feedback. So, they're not worried about it. So I don't know. I like the idea that I can get the automated feedback. What is going on out here? Oh, looks like we got a delivery, so that's what it is. I'm surprised my dog isn't barking because she protects us against Amazon drivers and the mailmen. So anyway, so I think it's a good thing. I don't know. Have you guys noticed it? I mean, my feedback rating has jumped up really high. Now, right now, knock on wood, we have a good rating right now. I'm not worried about the rating because we've done well. But you never know. Things can always change, right? So... and we hope that it doesn't, but it could happen. So, but that helps the numbers. It's just basically a numbers game. It's a total. So they basically look at how many sales and how much rating you have, and that gives you your rating number. So even if you do get one negative, it's probably not going to be a huge number if you're selling a lot of stuff. So it's probably not going to hurt anything. So anyway, all right, I've rambled on a lot. Got all the Walking Dead books done. Now it's time to go find other stuff. I got a bunch of other stuff to list. It's going to take a while to get it done. I will do a what sold video later today. Like I said, I'm kind of waiting, hoping maybe a few more sales pop in. So you might get a bonus video on this one. Maybe I'll pop this one up tonight and another one tomorrow. And I'm going to get back on track this week, guys. Most of the majority of the work that I've got to get done for work will be out tomorrow morning. And then the only thing I have to deal with are issues and bugs, anything that goes through our quality assurance testing and see if it all works, which 99% of the time when I build it, it works. There's always things though that you can't account for, so who knows. So we'll see, but all that has to be done this week. So I'm hoping that it slows down just a little bit. I plan on having an auction on Monday night on Dibdit. We're gonna break out the Plinko game, and we're gonna do Plinko for prizes. I haven't figured out yet exactly what I'm gonna do. I've been doing the left and right comics, so you can pick a dollar start, and I start a comic on the left and on the right. Basically, it's two comics against each other, see which one wins. If they go over a certain amount, they can get both, or they can get one and pick a number and get a mystery comic. But I think I'm going to pull the number thing out, and I'm just going to use the Plinko game. So if they go over a certain amount, they get to do Plinko, and they may win one comic or another comic or something. So I don't know. I haven't figured it out yet. But we're going to make it fun. We always try to make it fun. It's always something we try to do. But you know, you got to kind of keep it interesting sometimes, I think, because I watch a lot of these auctions, and there's a lot of people out there that now we're getting more and more users on Dibdit, and it's growing. It's growing really great. And I also watch Whatnot too, because my daughters sell on Whatnot. They just not Dibdit isn't their market. Their Whatnot is definitely their market. You can see the people that are buying stuff that's exactly like them. So, there are some people that are cut out to really do well in auctions, and there's some people that have to learn. I wasn't great either on the first ones, but if you think you wanted to try live auctions, you could try it. Dibdit is a great place to try it. If you use my code, you can get on there and you can actually, like I said, you can get $5 off for BreezeFlips, but you could also learn how to sell. And the thing about it is, if you come over and I help you come over there and you want to sell, I'll sell with you if you want. We can run we can run auctions at the same time, which is kind of cool, because we can go in there and have somebody on there so you're comfortable. But anybody can do it. It's just hard. It's hard the first few times that you do it because you're not sure of the system. The system's fairly easy. It's pretty straightforward. If you have an Apple device, it's very straightforward. If you have an Android, you're gonna have to do a little extra stuff because it's not really built for Android yet. But anyway, yeah, I mean, it's fun. So I'm going to do an auction Monday night at 8 o'clock Central Time. If you get a chance, pop by. I've got to start maybe multi-casting those onto YouTube and Instagram or something so that you can watch it even if you don't want to come on there and actually buy. But there's some cool stuff. We'll have some fun comics. We have a great group of people that seem to come on every time, and we just have a lot of fun, so you need to check it out. But anyway, that's what's going on, guys. It's not a whole lot else, so there weren't going to be a lot of sales today, so that video may be short and sweet. But we will get back on track this week and talk about some more stuff. But if you get a chance, go to the homepage on my YouTube page and do check out the Flippin' Truth with Wes and David. See what you guys think. Love to hear your comments. Also, the Finders Flippers Resell podcast last week is out, and I was on that, so it was fun. I was on there with Wes and Johnny, so I was taking the place of Stuart, who was out. So anyway, good group of guys. Always have a lot of fun with those guys, so come check them out too. So anyway, that's all I got today, guys. You got to see me while I'm working. Not exciting, but this is what we do. So this is how I'm spending my Sunday. So I hope you guys are having a great day. We'll talk to you soon. See ya.